What's up, everybody? It's Chase with energytoconquer.com. Guys, if you haven't already, like, share, subscribe, follow, whatever it is you do, look us up on social. You can find us. Go show us some love on the website. Today's day 8 of 100 on my experimental journey to see what I can do to get more energy. Doing my workout this week, starting week 2 of the program that I'm on. I'm on a Jim Stepani program. That's what's the name of the program? Can't think of it right now. It's Showtime. That's the name of the program. It's Showtime. His Showtime program. But basically, it's some strength training with some high intensity intervals mixed in. You got 3 sets of high intensity intervals that's mixed in between the strength training. So today, actually, I got a late start today. Today it's a little after, it's probably 5:40 now. I had to go meet with the accountant this morning, just business stuff. Then had to go run some other errands, so I wasn't able to get started at my normal time. Ended up getting started later. And today the HIIT workouts increased from 7 minutes. So basically what you're doing is it's 1 minute high intensity, and then 30 seconds you kind of slow down, then 1 minute 30 seconds, 1 minute 30 seconds. You do that. It was doing it for 7 minutes on week 1. This week, week 2, we've jumped that up to 10 minutes. So to add a little bit of time, my total workout today, I actually got the timing right for once. I think this is the first time I've actually been able to actually start it as soon as I started, and remember to stop it as soon as I stopped. So I was right at 2 hours, and looks a little bit over 2 hours and 5 minutes. So it was a long workout, but I feel great. I didn't want to do it. You know, I really wasn't feeling the workout this afternoon, just had so much stuff going on, but I knew I had to do it. And part of it is accountability. You know, I committed to doing this for 100 days and recording the videos. And so that's part of the reason that I'm recording these. And so that's definitely helped. But yeah, overall, I mean, I feel good. I'm pumped up. It's 5:40, just finished. I'm glad I did it. But, you know, one thing's I used to do, and I didn't realize till recently, it's negative self-talk. Like, I thought negative self-talk was actually just like, I'm stupid, I'm dumb, what's wrong with me, like that kind of stuff, just kind of beating yourself down. But actually dread. So when you start dreading stuff and you're like, man, I really don't want to do this, or I'm not feeling it today, or this or that, like that's negative self-talk. And I think this before in the past, that's the reason I failed at a lot of programs and a lot of things I did, because I would create so much dread in my mind. And even though I felt that way today, I just really didn't feel like I wanted to do it. I didn't have those conversations in my head. I refused to have those conversations in my head. And it's something I still work on, but you know, I just take my mind elsewhere. When I start thinking those thoughts, like I don't even entertain those thoughts. And so that's a little tip for you on negative self-talk. You know, a lot of times we think of negative self-talk as just like beating yourself up and those sort of things, but really a majority of your negative self-talk is just so subtle that you don't even realize it. And the thing is with workouts and diets is a lot of people talk about it not only in their head, but they start talking about it out loud. And when you start talking about stuff out loud, like it changes the whole mood of everything. Like it's bad enough to do it in your head, but when you start having conversations with other people and saying these things, man, I really don't want to work out today, man, I'm really not feeling like working out today. You know, some people can muscle through that, but a lot of people, I think they create so much dread because, you know, it just kind of builds momentum until eventually it's not, I guess your dread, you've created so much dread and made it so painful to do the workout or stick to the diet or whatever it is. Like you've made that more painful than the pleasure you're going to get out of it. So what happens is a lot of people fall off track, and especially me. I've been guilty of that so many times I can't even count it. But that's something to be aware of, just the words you use, because really that is a lot to do with your attitude, and people don't realize that. You know, it's an important part of sticking to a plan, sticking to a workout plan, sticking to a diet. Like you start talking negative about this on week 1, week 2, week 3, you know, anywhere in there, you basically quit before you quit. You've quit mentally. And so then it's just how long are you going to continue to do it physically before you completely just quit physically too. You know, it's just a matter of time. And some people are a little bit better than others, but if you're hanging out with people and they're constantly talking negative talk like that about their workouts, about their diet, like, you got to stop talking about, you got to stop stop hanging out with those people if you can. If you can't, just say, look, I don't want to hear it. Do whatever you got to do. So that's my tip for today on that. Today is day 8. I'm feeling great. Yesterday was a rest day. You know, I talked a little bit yesterday about earning the rest day, and that felt good. You know, I felt good about myself. I feel good about myself today because, you know, I really didn't want to do it today, but I did it anyway. And so it's just like a little mental boost of energy. And it's, again, you know, I go back and look to yesterday, day 7. I talked about the mental side of this game, of the more energy game that gets overlooked a lot. And, you know, just through the little, I guess, adrenaline rush of checking something off my list there, or doing something hard. It's really doing hard stuff. The easy stuff, you can get, you know, a little bit of bump of, I guess, dopamine, whatever it is. But, you know, the harder something is, the better you feel after you do it. And that's kind of the momentum and the energy game. If you're not getting a lot done, or not feeling like you're getting a lot done during the day, it kind of bombs you out, and you just kind of turns into a drag. But if you're checking stuff off the list, and especially if you're doing hard stuff and getting it accomplished, you're getting little highs throughout the day. So that's a tip there on the mental energy. Even if you have to create things, and just, even if it's little things, you know, clean your office after work. Make sure your office is clean, or your desk is cleaned off and completely clean at the end of the day, and do that for a week, and see how you feel at the end of the week. See how you feel the next day when you come into work. You know, and if you can create more, start out with 1 a week, and then, you know, add to it if you want to do 2 or 3, and just kind of build on that momentum. But you do that, you know, you pick 3 items to do, and you do those at the end of the week. So you've done that for 5 days or 6 days, however long, you know, you do it 7 days, but you look back and you feel proud. And sometimes it's just as little things like that that can build a lot of momentum. So it seems subtle, it seems stupid, but yeah, yesterday I talked about keeping the promises keeping the commitments that you make to yourself. And that's where your self-esteem comes from, your confidence comes from, but also a lot of your energy. Because if you don't have much self-esteem and much confidence, I guarantee you got low energy. Or, you know, you're not very excited about life. And so that kind of drags you down, and you got all that weight and worry in your mind. But if you're in that place and you want to change that, like, the easiest way to do that is just pick some easy tasks if that's what you need to do. Start with 1 if you need to. Start with 3 and experiment. Try it and see. Try 1 for 5 days or 6 days, and then see how you feel. You know, just little stuff. Anyways, rambling, but today is day 8. Tomorrow is leg day again, and man, I'm feeling great. I'm looking forward to it. This week I'm getting my diet right. So I got my salad. I eat 1 salad for today. I'm adding salads into my diet. I'm getting my fats down. I'm probably going to lower my carbohydrates. I was looking at my calories, and the calories was a little high last week. So we'll see what happens. I just don't want to gain a lot of fat that I don't need to. So, and I want to kind of stay healthy. So I'm trying to stay above 200 grams of protein. The program that I'm doing, or diet that I'm following, it says 1 to 1.5 grams of protein per pound of weight. I'm 240 pounds. So yeah, I'm probably going to hit 200. I'm going to shoot for 200. Some days it's going to be more, some days it's going to be less. But you know, I'm going to shoot for 200, and I'm going to add vegetables in that as well. So that's one of the reasons I'm adding the salad, the leafy greens, and really it's water-rich vegetables, because I do know that you do get, you know, I guess amino acids and those sort of things from the vegetables. It's not a lot that people talk about, but you know, what's they say, what's the old saying? If you eat your meat, you'll be eat your proteins. I guess your meat, you'll be as strong as an ox. But the reality is the ox eats grass and vegetables. So people that say you can't build muscle and can't build mass on I guess vegetables or a plant-based diet. You look at a horse, look at a cow, look at, you know, an ox, look at any of those big animals, you know, and some of them's got pretty big muscles. So it is possible. You know, we obviously don't have the digestive system of those animals, but you know, we can extract the nutrients from those. So I do believe in more of a plant-based, or not plant-based, but plants are important in your diet. You know, plant-based diet is hard to stick to without eating crap. And a lot of times people end up doing plant-based, but end up eating processed crap, where they're probably better off eating the meat than the plant-based diet that they're eating. So, so I'm trying to incorporate a lot of veggies in my diet. And you know, one of the things you got to remember, guys, is just because someone's fit doesn't mean they're healthy, and just because they're fat doesn't mean they're unhealthy, or unfit doesn't mean that they're unhealthy. Now obviously if you're morbidly obese, that doesn't mean that you're healthy, and it's not any type of political correctness saying everybody's healthy or whatever, none of that bullshit. But you know, it's just, some of these guys are ripped, and girls, and they're selling you nutrition and workout programs, but it doesn't mean they're healthy. Now, you're going to use some common sense, some judgment there for yourself on what's healthy and what's not healthy. And I'm not saying anything specific about any one, but you know, if you're eating a bacon diet, come on, man, you got to use some common sense. You're going to have some stuff to balance that out. I'm not saying don't eat bacon. I eat bacon, eat plenty of bacon, and pork, but you've got to balance it out. You know, you're going to have veggies, you're going to have to do other things. And can your body survive without those things? Absolutely. You know, if you're, you know, you look at diets, Wallace Wattles talked about it. He wrote a book, I can't remember the name of it, but it was basically on health. It was back around early 1900s. And there was one of the things he said is, you know, back then, now it's more of a global economy, but basically your diet can adjust to meet your environment. So if you live in the tropical environment, you're probably going to eat a lot more fruit. If you're living up in a northern Arctic environment, you're probably going to eat more fats, you know, more fish oils and that kind of stuff, just meaty fats, and less vegetables and less fruit. So, but your body can adjust to a lot. So it's not to say that any diet doesn't work, but sometimes you have to use common sense and use what's available. And just because people can live that way doesn't mean that they're living the fullest life and they're having the most energy and they're going to live to their full lifespan, I guess, or life expectancy. Because at the end of the day, you know, I'm doing this to get more energy so that I can have more energy for my business, for people that I work for employees, for people that I haven't met yet, and also for my family. But what good is all that stuff if I, you know, if I accomplish all these things, but you know, I'm unhealthy and unable to maintain it in 10 or 20 years? So you got to look at the long picture, the long game sometimes. And I think, you know, a lot of times people are looking for a quick fix to get in shape, to lose fat, to have more of a Hollywood looking body. But you know, even if it takes you a little bit longer, sometimes you need to use a little bit of common sense there, right? To make sure that you're playing a healthy game. Now, it doesn't mean you can't do certain diets, you know, and make drastic changes real quick, but it's not a lifestyle. A lot of people get in these quick diets, crash diets, and some people stay on those diets for 6 months or a year or 2 years, and that's probably not the best thing in the world. So I'm going to end it with that. You know, just because people are fit doesn't mean they're healthy, and vice versa. You know, you got to pay attention to what you eat. Water-rich fruits and vegetables, that's where a lot of your nutrients come from, your vitamins, minerals, those sort of things. Not saying those things don't come from meat, but there is stuff that you get from water-rich fruits and vegetables. And leafy greens are so huge. If you haven't tried any greens, or drinking greens, and just see how it makes you feel. Like you can do, what is it? It's, I want to say lemongrass, but it's not lemongrass, wheatgrass. So the wheatgrass, if you've ever done a wheatgrass shot, or any type of greens, Amazing Grass greens, First Form has greens. I mean, everywhere has greens now. You go on Amazon, just look, you just mix it in your drink and drink it. Like, if you've never tried one of those, you should get it and try it, because once you try that and you see how it makes you feel instantly, it's like you get an energy rush, and it's just greens. It ain't no real sugar. It isn't anything. It's just greens. So it tells you how much your body can, I guess, get from that. So I think it's obvious when you try that and you do that, that you need to incorporate more greens into your diet. So anyways, this was a long one. I'm going to start shortening these things up. They're running a little long, but I'm also going to do some side videos outside of this, so just bear with me. We're putting all this together, but the main thing is, if you're interested in getting more energy so you can be more, do more, like, follow, share, because at the end of the day, you know, we all want to do big things, or a lot of us want to do big things. Probably if you're following this, you want to do more, be more for the people in your life, whether it's business, whether it's family, whether it's community. But you know, most people don't do well because they don't feel well, and that's a Jim Rohn quote. And you know, if you want to conquer, well, you're going to have energy to do it. You're not going to conquer much if you don't have any energy, and you're going to have to get that right through diet, through your nutrition, through your movement, exercise, like through your mental. Like there's just so much that goes into this, and a lot of it gets overlooked by people trying to sell you stuff. And that's what this program that I'm doing, this experiment, ain't really a program, it's more of an experiment that I'm doing. That's why I'm doing it. I'm gonna see what works, see what doesn't work, document this stuff. I've been doing this stuff for a while. I've tried a lot of different things, so I have a little bit of knowledge in a lot of different areas, and we're gonna start putting that stuff together and just kind of seeing what works and don't work, and you guys get to follow along. So hope you guys have a blessed day.